Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60 today. I was gonna do this over on a bridge, but it was too loud, and I figured, why not do it in a pretty place rather than, oh, this is my green screen. It's a natural green screen, but everything is green because I'm living in Guangxi Autonomous Region. But that's not what this video is about. I was contacted this morning by the New York Times. Yes, Paul Moser. He's actually won some Pulitzer Prizes in 2021 this year, and last year he was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize about the genocide or the detaining of millions of Uyghurs in Xinjiang Autonomous Region. Yes, so and he wanted to know basically, and I'll put the email up because I am who I am. You guys know that. I'll put the email up so you can read it yourself. But the whole idea of this email, he starts it out saying he's the technology reporter for the New York Times in the Asian area, but he forgot to tell us that he was the technology and geopolitical. So technology, but and then it goes on to say, well, you know, we want your side of the story about YouTubers being paid by the Chinese government and state-run media. You know where this one's going, eh? I don't do interviews, but what and he says at the end, you know, we'll give you a chance to comment on this, and you know it doesn't matter if you make the most positive comment in the world, they're going to twist it into their agenda anyway. So my response to him was, well, I won't comment, but I will make a video about what you just asked me, and if I make a video, it's pretty hard to twist my words and say he said this and he said that, because you can just refer back to the video that I'm using to respond to the email. I wasn't born yesterday, and I wasn't born in a bubble. So the first thing I do is I check out, who is this guy, right? And I'm gonna put a number of his articles that he's written about China over the last couple of years. I don't know, I'll think maybe 4 or 5 of them in there, but you'll get an idea of the type of articles that he writes about China, so you know he's up to no good. Oh man. But you see, this isn't like, I've turned down interviews from the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the South China Morning Post and all of these different media outlets, let's call them, but they're always looking. Oh, and by the way, when you call me a YouTuber, it's sort of you're insulting me just for the fact that I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. I tell the world about my life here in China, in Nanning, China, where my wife grew up, where her heritage comes from, where her culture comes from, where her family comes from, where her existence started. And that's why I do videos. I don't do videos to make money. I don't do videos as a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. YouTube is just a small part of my content creations, just for the fact that I think I've got 90-some thousand subscribers, creeping up on 100,000. Subscribe. But I'd say 4/5 of my subscribers are on different, like, Sigua, Tutiao, Bilibili, Weibo, Douyin, you know, different places like that. So describing me as a YouTuber or any of the other content creators in China making content, we don't only make content and put it on YouTube. We put it on many platforms. I think I have 8 or 9 different platforms that I put my videos on. So labeling us as YouTubers, you lose a point right there. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this now. Getting paid by the government and getting paid by state-run media, or being backed by these 2 entities, as he says in the email. Well, let me try to break this down for everybody so they can understand, and for you, Paul, so maybe you'll watch this video before you do your whatever you're going to do, and that's just the way it is. Say a hotel wants to do an advertisement, and it knows that Gweilo 60 has 500,000 subscribers around the world, a lot of them here in China. And he wants to advertise his hotel, and he asks me if I want to do that. Well, if it's a nice place, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Are there fees for what I do? Of course. I've made a name brand. I've spent many years building the Gweilo 60 name brand, and for me to just give it away would be ridiculously stupid. It would be like anybody out there, a carpenter building a house for nothing, a plumber coming and fixing your toilet for nothing, or you know what I mean? Like, think about it. So if a place like, say, Las Vegas wants to advertise, and Las Vegas is a city. You've got to understand, a country, a state, a province, a city, they're all corporations, and what they want to do is they want to attract people to their doorstep. They want to bring people into their place, not only to live, not only to work, not only to build businesses, but they want tourists to come, because every tourist dollar that you suck out of some other place and put it into your city is new money in your city. So this is good for your economy. This is good for everything. So when, say, Las Vegas advertises around the United States or around the world, come to Las Vegas, you know, the casinos and this and that and the other thing, the shows, the boxing, whatever. That's a government entity. That's the city of Las Vegas hiring people to do advertising for the city. What I do in Sanjiang area, I went to Sanjiang area and I promoted a village that is trying to pull tourists from around China or around the world, I would imagine. Do I get paid for that? I get free hotels. Sometimes I do get paid for stuff like that, but I'm doing a job. I'm putting the videos out to hundreds of thousands of people. So it's no different than taking out an advertisement in a newspaper or putting an advertisement on a television channel, or or advertising on Google. And that's exactly what I'm doing, is advertising on Google. If Southern California wants tourists, well, they advertise. They use people. They use celebrities. They use. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, but I'm well known in the Chinese community. But you see, so when they say government paying you to do this, well, if you consider a village a government, if you consider a city a government, if you consider a place that's trying to show what they're doing and how good they're doing it and how they're prospering, and come to our province, come to our autonomous region, bring your family, bring your business, tourist dollars, come to Gweilo, come to Beihai or Hainan Island, because we have things that you want to do as a tourist. Okay, so sometimes we get paid for this, sometimes we get free hotels, all of these things, but we're giving a service. You understand that? Okay, let's get into the state-run media, and do we get benefits from state-run media as content creators here in China? Well, media here is different than the United States or Canada. In the United States or Canada, media basically tells you the news, and that's it. And they don't tell you the true news. They tell you what their agenda is and how they perceive what's going on around the world. In China, it's a little different. State-run media is there to help promote certain things. They promote places like, well, I was just up in Guizhou province in Guiyang promoting hot springs with China Daily at a hotel. Beautiful place. State-run media actually helps certain areas around the country. I've gone with China Radio International into Anping River tours. I've gone with them to Sanjiang and Mingxi countryside, the most beautiful place that you'd ever imagine. You think Gweilon's beautiful. Oh, Mingxi countryside is more beautiful. I'm telling you, we've gone to ice caves, we've gone river rafting, we've gone, all of these different things, but they're all based around tourism in poorer areas of China. Those were basically in Guangxi Autonomous Region. But you see, the Western world would have you believe that this is all propaganda. It's not advertising. It's not trying to show people the good part about these certain areas around China. They're saying state-run media is paying these content creators, or YouTubers, content creators, and it's somehow bad. It's somehow different than what advertising is in the West. It's somehow different than advertising Las Vegas or Southern California or the beaches of Florida or Billings, Montana. Come to Billings. You know what I mean? It's no different than advertising for Waskesiu National Park or Banff National Park in Canada. It's the same thing, but the Western mainstream media, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, all of these rags, let's call them rags, want you to believe that something is wrong with that picture. It's okay for them to do that. But in China, it's propaganda. There, it's advertising. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, think about this stuff. In China, if a state-run media promotes an area for tourism and uses Gweilo 60, somehow that's undermining democracy. I don't know how they get this stuff, but this is the seriously, this is the message they're trying to send you as a viewer of their, I'm journalism. Supposed to be journalism. I don't even know what to call it anymore because it's not journalism. It's not news. It's not newsworthy. It's garbage in my eyes. And if there's a village that's poor and they're attempting to build a tourist economy in their village, they're building little hotels and restaurants and things for people that draw tourists in, whether they're in the mountains of Gansu province, which is beautiful, or the fields of Guangxi Autonomous Region, or wherever, it doesn't matter. These villagers are working towards a goal to make their lives, their children's lives, their families richer, having better schools, better hospitals, better roads, better infrastructure, better all of these things. And they need the tourist dollars to come in to bolster their economy. And if I can help them make their lives better by showing up on their doorstep and making videos and showing the 500,000 subscribers around the world that I have what's going on in their village, so that you know, then I'm going to do that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I give a rat's ass what the New York Times says, or the Wall Street Journal says, or some dirty little rag paper in frickin' New Brunswick or wherever. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I really don't give a rat's ass. You see advertisements on TV all the time about Yellowstone National Park in the States. That's a government national park. That's government backing that. And people that advertise that are obviously American shills because they're working on behalf of the American government. Think about that. Think about that concept, and now turn it around and look at China and say, well, because in the United States it's advertising, in China it's propaganda. There's a double standard here, and it's being perpetrated by mainstream media in the West. It's a negative thing. It's not doing anybody any good. They have conditioned the masses, yes, you people, they have conditioned you to want to see negative news. You want to see bad stuff, you want to see more, you want to see people killed, you want to see disasters, you want to see wars, you want to see, because they've conditioned you, because that's what they put on all the time. What would happen if they put on positive news, good things that's happening, how a village worked their way out of poverty, how a poor child became a doctor. Think about that. Think if they covered stuff like this and conditioned your minds as a masses to look at the positive and not the negative, maybe we would be growing in a different direction. Maybe there'd be more friendship around the world. Maybe the United States and China wouldn't be enemies at this time. Maybe if you didn't listen to your negative politicians, maybe if you didn't listen to your negative mainstream media, if you didn't listen to your anti-Chinese YouTubers, yes, those are the YouTubers, those are the people that only have a YouTube channel, maybe Facebook, maybe Twitter, but it's all basically that Google YouTube shit, you know what I mean? So in this email, back to the email, so in this email, they wanted my point of view on this subject. Well, they got my point of view through this video today, and it'll probably actually come out before their whatever they're doing. I think they're making a video. They just contacted me this morning, and I'm sure they probably contacted a lot of other content creators here in China. But you know what? We weren't born yesterday. We do understand what they're trying to do. We've been down this road many times before, and we really don't talk to mainstream media in the West because they'll just twist and turn whatever you say. But what we do is we make these videos so that you know exactly how we feel about this type of shit. Anyway, that's another video. Is this a good video or what? I like videos like this where I can actually tell people that are trying to manipulate you to get you to say something that will, I don't know, support their anti-China agenda, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here, and I'll have no part of it. This is where my wife was born. This is where she grew up. This is her culture. This is her heritage, not just in Nanning but all of China, because Chinese stick together, and it doesn't matter if they're a Uyghur Chinese, a Han Chinese, it doesn't matter where they come from, Batak, whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they're Chinese, and they're moving in a positive direction. When the West throws shit at them, they just smile, turn around, go back to work, just for the fact that they know that if they work hard, they will surpass all of these other countries. Those countries that point fingers at a developing country and try to belittle, try to knock it down a notch or two with stuff like this. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. It's a good cause. Christmas is coming, and I got 31 kids in a really poor school that need winter jackets and shoes and stuff like that. So help out a little bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.